Truly dynamic sister. She's the president and CEO of Aikens Enterprises. She is an accomplished author, athlete, motivational speaker, and a community leader to boot. Oh my goodness, just a Renaissance woman all the way around. You may have seen her featured recently in Jet Magazine, and you may have heard her on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Today, she's on the Monique Caradine Show. Hey, Robin.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey, Monique. How are you?
I'm doing great. You are truly a breath of fresh air after that conversation that I just had, girl. Oh, my goodness. We were talking about just the image of black women and how it has been hijacked by so much negative stuff out there. And, stuff that's on TV, and it just seems to get crazier. They just keep moving the bar further and further away, and people are just seem to be just doing the craziest things on TV. What are your thoughts about that?
Yes, I think that basically it's by design, I believe, and I think that we need to change that image by, possibly producing some of our own shows like with the WVON and with just a lot of people in Hollywood. That we need to really come together and really try to change these stereotypes that have been, like you said, hijacked for a number of years. And we have some very, very positive role models for our youth that are just going, by the wayside.
Right.
And I think that definitely needs to change.
Well,
and only we can come together and really be that force behind that.
We got to change the way we think about what makes good TV, because, if a fight on TV is what we think of as good TV, then that's an issue. So we got to try to figure out a way to change that. But you're doing some really interesting stuff, and I'm glad to have you on as we kick off Women's History Month here on the Monique Caradine Show.
Free to have me.
Yeah, because, you're a golfer. That's one thing. You don't see a lot of black women playing golf at the level that you do. So that's really cool. But then now you've taken the whole game of golf and you're showing people how to use that to help strengthen their love relationships. What's up with that? Talk to me a little bit more about that.
Okay, I authored a book. Actually, this is my third book. It's called Love and Golf, and I'm a self-published author. I'm working on my fourth book. Actually, it's in the final stages of being completed right now. But basically, Love and Golf actually helps couples and also individuals to learn that there are parallels in the game of golf and also in the game of life, because golf teaches a lot of personal development. It teaches integrity. It teaches honesty. It teaches just a lot of things that are parallels to life.
Determination.
And also in relationships, because, of course, we need to be more honest in our relationships. We need to have integrity in our relationships, not only with our mates, but also with ourselves. And if we can't, just like the King of Pop said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror, we definitely have to start with ourselves before we can actually exert that to someone else. So I teach that in the book. The chapters are actually called holes, Holes, because holes are represented on the golf course. So there's hole 1, there's hole 2, and so on and so forth, up to 9 holes, because the first 9, there's 9 holes of golf, and which is called the front 9, and then holes 10 through 18, which is another 9 holes, is actually called the back 9. So this is called Love and Golf, the front 9, and I go through various stages of honesty, integrity, things of that nature.
That's pretty cool.
And just related to life and also in relationships.
Nice. That's real clever. Now, are you from Chicago originally?
Yes, I was born in Chicago. I was actually born in Rock Taylor Homes. My mom, actually, we moved to Inglewood after that, and also moved to Roseland. And then my mom got remarried, and I moved to Gary, Indiana.
Girl.
And I finished college in Indiana. But I moved back. I'm now a resident of Chicago.
So you have lived in some of the toughest, absolutely the toughest neighborhoods in town.
Yes.
But somehow you managed to develop this love of this game, which really typically, historically, has not welcomed a lot of, black people, especially not black women. How did you manage to fit golf into growing up from everywhere from Robert Taylor to Roseland?
Yeah. Well, my mom, she was introduced to the sport by a person that she worked with. And there's a golf club in Chicago called the Chicago Women's Golf Club, which my mom is a member of. And they have a junior division called the Bobolinks. And the junior division, they start youth from ages, I believe it's 8 to 18. So instead of my mom taking me to the babysitter, she took me to the golf course, and she dropped me off. And they have very competent ladies that actually go out and walk with us on the golf course to, tell us if we're holding the club right, if we're actually doing the rules. And, it's still actually my children are in the Bobolinks right now.
Nice.
So the Chicago Women's is the second oldest golf club in the country, which was founded in 1937. And in 1936, in Washington, D.C., the Wake Robin Golf Club is the oldest African-American golf club for women that was founded in the United States. Now, let me tell you this. My organization that I'm a member of, the LPGA, was founded in 1950. So go figure.
Right.
The Chicago Women's founded in 1937. The Wake Robin in 1936, and the golf tee was invented by a black man. So this is a sport that hasn't welcomed black people, but we have been in the game longer than Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods has actually brought it to the forefront for a lot of African Americans, but we have been in this game for a long time. So I definitely want to get that straight and get that history out there.
Love that. That's so appropriate for our conversation today. Looking at women in history, certainly you are a history maker, and to bring us all those facts from way back in the day, that sets a lot of people straight and really opens up the door for people to say, oh, well, maybe it's not a white sport. I mean, maybe it is something that we can really embrace, especially considering your background where, most people would say, oh, you grew up in Inglewood, Roseland, what, Robert Taylor? You would never play golf. I mean,
exactly.
So, I mean, that in itself dispels a myth that is something that you either have to be very upper middle class to do, but you're showing that that's not the case at all.
No, it is not. Definitely. I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth at all. And, it just goes to show parents that have values and parents that actually support and are, behind their children, who actually introduce their children. And it doesn't even have to cost. I mean, the membership for the Bobolinks is only $50 for the entire year. And the golf lessons were basically free for us. So, parents have to be spearheaded by finding out resources. There are so many organizations that offer free golf lessons. I have golf lessons in the summer for children. And, through funding, actually, I write my own funding. I have my own business, and I know I'm kind of jumping the gun, but I kind of want to go into that.
No, I appreciate that. I want you to talk about that because summer's coming up real soon, so people can connect with you. But let me ask you this first. Was your father involved in your life growing up? I mean, did he live with you and your mom?
I never knew my father. Never knew him. But let me say this. I learned of who my father was in my adult life. And I can say that I am so much like my father because he was an entrepreneur. And it is just, it gives me chill bumps that right now that my father, his name was Millard Frazier, and he owned Style Town, which is the barbershop, beauty salon back in the day. And I never, was honored to meet him, but just from the way that I have, evolved into this woman who, I quit my job in 2009, and now I've worked independently for myself doing, variety of things to make, my living right now. And it is so refreshing. It is so refreshing to be able to see the manifestations of how God uses me as an instrument to be able to to be able to display my talents and my gifts. And Proverbs 18:16 says that your gift will make room for you and place you before great men. And this is what my gift has, and it caused me to leap out there on faith. You mentioned I'm a motivational speaker. I've shared the stage with Les Brown, and just with being able to, he was mentoring me. He was my mentor throughout this process, and just listening to his lectures over and over and over and over again, it just got ingrained in me that, you know, help somebody and help yourself.
There you go.
That's one of his quotes that he always says, help somebody and help yourself.
Well,
and when you truly help somebody, that is truly the secret of you.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's truly the secret.
Why don't you, because we're out of time right now, but I want people to be able to reach out to you. How can they find you? The book, is there a website folks can go to?
Yes, the website is still under construction, but I have an email address that they can reach me, and then I can forward that information to my publicist.
Great.
ROBAIKE at yahoo.com.
Okay.
ROBAIKE at yahoo.com.
Excellent.
And I'm available for speaking engagements and golf lessons, and I was just
I may take you up on the golf lesson piece.
I'm sorry?
I may take you up on the golf lessons.
Okay, yes, definitely. But I shared the stage with Caradine last night. I was featured violinist with him. He was at the Alhambra Palace last night.
Wow, nice.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on everything. You are certainly a black woman that we can be proud of. I'm glad that we were able to have you here on the Monique Caradine Show. Keep up the excellent work, Robin.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Author, violinist, you know, she's a musician and a professional golfer. Wow. And she grew up in the hood, father nowhere to be found. Just goes to show you there's no excuse. No excuse. It's 10:49. John Hall's up next on the Monique Caradine Show. Talk